Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Vobes Show. Hello, I'm Richard Vobes, and welcome on the 2nd of January, 2019. Yes, 2019. I know it's 2019. It's very nice to be here. Do apologise that we had to cancel the show on New Year's Eve. Oh, that was a bit of a shame, wasn't it? But poor old Julia was not very well, and I was feeling very tired, and to be honest, we both just agreed, do you know what? Let's leave it, because people are going to be very busy, aren't they? It will be 2018, people will be seeing out the year, and then 2019 will be coming in, so we just thought, they don't need us. That's what we figured. They don't need us. Why would they want us? What would they want? Glued their eyes to the screens when they will watch the year physically move across like some ancient wildebeest, coming across like some gorilla swinging from tree to tree. I don't know what I'm talking about, but it made sense in my head, and I'm sure it does make sense in yours. Hello, anyway. I need to see if you're actually out there. Let me switch on the comments on my special comment machine, and I do that like this. I hope that you're there. I can see that the lovely Julia is there. Claire Leach has joined. Chris Puller is there. Fiona Cooper. Many people. Anne Evans. Paul Hine. Thank you so much for joining me. It's very nice. Let me just pull the thing down so I can get the comments coming through. Hopefully it will work. George Timperley is saying hello, which is nice. Claire Leach says Happy New Year to everybody. Happy New Year. Hope you're doing well. Dean Cooper says, well, hello, folks. Good evening, Mr. Vobes. Nice to be back. And Linda Kane is also saying Happy New Year. Now, I am celebrating the 2nd of January with this rather delightful mug, which I have here. Now, I don't know if you can see that. On the front, we have a picture of somebody's logo, the Veg Grower Podcast, of course. And let me take a slurp. Because that is coffee, ladies and gentlemen. That is lovely coffee. And then on the other side, I don't know if you've seen this, there is a picture of yours truly. And the lovely Julia is just visible on there as well, which is great. So there we are. Yeah, just feeling a bit hoarse this evening. I think a lot of people have got all sorts of funny issues. So, you know, if I have to keep slurping my coffee, I do beg your pardon. I do beg it. Thank you. So I'm going to shove that over there, if that's okay. Nice to see the emojis are back. Lovely to see the emojis. Thank you so much. It's very kind. Let me just keep this coming down. Matthew Holdsworth has arrived. Richard Suggett, he says, where do I get one? Well, let me tell you, if you write off to the Richard Vobes Greatest Scam of All.com, you will find that there is a website there where you can buy as much stuff that is not actually available, and you too could download a complete scam kit for yourself. Send me £250,000, and by return, I will send you an envelope of fresh air. Yes, I will freshly grow the air myself, groomed, grown and processed in my own little humble abode. So how about that? £250,000. And you know what? The best thing is you will not get any after-sales care or any after-sales treatment. It will be like magic. You'll get the air through the post to the letterbox. The next time somebody opens the letterbox, that lovely fresh air will come through. And if you're not there to receive it, of course, we can leave it underneath a hedge in the front garden, or we can put it under the welcome mat. A little bit of fresh air there would be good. Of course, I'm fresh out of air at the moment. I left my comb behind. Nice to see the emojis. Thanks for keeping them coming. Dave Ford has arrived. Now, I meant to bring in the beans, Dave. I meant to bring in the beans, but did see Mr. Suggett, actually. And we're going to do this great big runner bean growing competition. Are they runner beans? Broad beans? There's something beans. Anyway, not has-beans. That's the main thing. We will launch a video about that. I need to pin down Mr. Suggett, and we're going to do the challenge, and we'll keep the challenge going on the show, ladies and gentlemen. That is it broad beans or runner beans? I can't remember. They look like broad beans. Were they broad? And what are we growing? A big bean? We're not growing a great big bean, are we? As in a big, like kidney-shaped bean. That's the biggest bean that you can grow. Or is it the tallest, like a runner bean? I mean, no point growing runner beans, of course, because as soon as you plant them, zoom, they've gone. They've blooming gone. Taxi, follow that bean. That would be no good. So we'll find out anyway. No doubt Dave is busy typing as we speak. Richard Suggett says it sounds like a good idea to him, which is fantastic. So he's going to send me plenty of money, which is good. Mark Selwood says, I keep expecting Richard to do a stand-up routine. Do you? When? When do you expect me to do that, Mark? Where would you like me to do that? You can come to my End of the Pier show, which is right on the end of the pier. I get the audience to stand on the rail right at the back. They have to teeter a little bit, and then all of a sudden I make them jump. Now, no, I don't like make them jump, you know, as in please jump off. I just let off a very loud explosion, and they do jump and boof into the sea. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen. It's pretty funny to me, but actually I've found that the audiences tend not to find that very funny. Mark English. Hello, Mark English. How the devil are you? Lovely to see you. Thank you so much for passing by. It's so good. Linda Kane, haven't you got a 29 calendar? Yes, well, it's funny you should say that, because it is in the show to change the calendar, but you're a bit premature. You're a bit premature. But I can do it now, Linda. I can do it now. I can manoeuvre myself over here to this side of the studio, which is very easily done. And so this was the December picture. Very nice picture, I think you'll find. There's some bald bloke chasing some girl with purple hair, and a disapproving tree expert is wondering what the hell is going on with that strange camera gimbal thing. Let us turn it over, ladies and gentlemen. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-bum! Because I am not sitting at my desk with all the sound effects and things, I can't do that. But here we go. Following on that theme, January 2019, and there he is on the didgeridoo. Well, he's actually on a tree trying to film stuff. I've got to be careful. You can't see that I have two stools in the studio. Not those kind of stools. I thank you. I thank you. I'm here all night, as Mark English would say. And the weird thing is I am actually here all night. Not necessarily performing, of course, because I will probably go to sleep at some point. Yes, so anyway, I've got two stools here with stuff on that I'm going to show you in the show. Because it's a show. I show you things. Hence why it's called a show, you see? Oh, it's all very well thought out here, you know. Right, let's just shove this over there. There we go. So I hope you can see that. Let me just have another slurp of coffee. Why don't we? Why don't you? Why don't you? I will, actually. Thank you. Well done, Mr. Suggett, getting Richard to change his mind about the Vobes Show. Oh, yes, that's Claire Leach. Thank you very much. Yes. I was in two throws, in one throw. I was determined. I was determined, ladies and gentlemen. Determined. I had my deters minded, and I didn't mind them in the least. And I thought, do you know what? I don't want to stand here and entertain this miserable bunch of people. But then I thought, well, what is my public duty? What will you do with the rest of your lives? What will you do on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays? Will you be sitting there staring at your Facebook screens or your YouTube channels going, oh, it's just not the same without Richard. It's bloody better. So I thought, we can't have that. We can't have you thinking it's better. So, of course, I've dragged myself out of retirement, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, out of retirement. The very thought. And here I am, which is nice. So there we go. Richard Suggett says, you're welcome, Claire. He just needed an... Oh, yes, thanks. An ego massage. Yeah, you should have seen it. His hands are a bit rough, actually, because he'd been fixing fridges all day. Frigid fridges, as it happened. And he was massaging my ego. It was, reasonably exciting, but I'm not that way inclined, as you may know. Mark Selwood says, thank you, Mr. Suggett, for forcing Richard back on the cam, poking him with one of your cucumbers. I'm not one of those cats, Meow. See a cucumber and leap for action. Dave Ford, here we go. I told you Dave Ford was typing. These are special runner beans. So they're not broad beans. They look a bit like broad beans, but they're not. They're runner beans. Bred just for length. Guaranteed at least 24 inches. Oh, guaranteed. They are not the prettiest bit of vegetation on the planet, and you wouldn't want to eat one. Oh, that's a shame, because I know that Richard Suggett really only likes to grow things to eat. That's what he told me the other day when he came in. But we both accept the challenge. My runner beans are still in the car, as it happened, in the glove compartment, so I must hoik them out. And I will give Richard his, and I'm going to plant mine excuse me, I'm going to plant mine in the lovely Julia's allotment because I have nowhere else really to plant them. Sorry, my coffee is now repeating itself. Hello, how are you? I'm all right. Hello, how are you? Yes, all right, we got the joke, thank you. Hello, yes, hello. How are you? Yes, I'm fine, thank you. Hello, yeah, all right, stop it. And Richard's going to plant his in his allotment, and Dave is going to plant his, well, goodness knows where Dave's going to plant his. He has a special secret place, no doubt, where he grows 25-foot runner beans. Yes, Steve Philfold is there. David Henry says, have you broken your chair again, as I've noticed you're standing up? Yes, I am standing up. That is because, actually, there is a reason for this, and it's a technical reason. The two A-frames that used to hold the bit of wood that was my desk, that I used to sit behind when I was in the studio, is now holding up another bit of wood that was in the kitchen, has half the stuff that was in the kitchen, which isn't in the kitchen, on it. And it's over on that wall. You can't see it, but that is the situation. So now I have space here, but no desk, you see. And I don't want to buy a desk to come in here because this room is so full of clutter. It may not look like it, but it really is. Steve Pilfold says, when my eldest was at the nursery, they did a broad bean seed wet kitchen they did broad bean seed on wet kitchen roll. Okay, and in a plastic cup. When it germinated, we planted it and had blooming broad beans coming out of our ears for weeks. Well, that's it. I like broad beans, but these are runner beans, you see. These are runner beans. And I'm hoping that when we put them in the ground, that they will come up in a straight line and not sort of be inclined on your marks, get set, go. Anyway, I believe the challenge is to see who can grow the longest one at a certain time. I'll have to re-watch the video because I can't remember now. Kevin Hall says voice and sound is out of sync. Okay. Is that just me that the voice and sound is out of sync, or is everybody else? You see, I'm actually doing my voice a couple of seconds after I appear to have said it. Richard says, Mark, he just needed a nudge. Yes, a bit more than a nudge. Simon Brown! Hello, Simon Brown. Straight off of his bike. You be careful on your bike, Simon Brown. You know what they say about cyclists, bike riders, and what it can do to your, your gonad area. I don't want to be more specific than that, but you have to be careful. It's the type of saddle, that you need. You want to, so it's not crushing your... Well, anyway. David Salsuni, Salsa will do, that's nice. He's arrived. Linda Kane says, that's better. Right, what with the calendar? Did you go away or something, make a cup of tea, and then have a natter over the village, not the village, the garden gate, and then go, oh, I left something on the boil. No, it wasn't tea, I got the tea. Oh, I've left old Vobes here on the boil. Better go back, make sure he's all right. Oh, yes, he's changed the calendar, that's better. Daniel says, yes, I got it, Richard. It's an awesome show. I went out for a walk today. Well done. I'm ever so pleased. Where did you go, Daniel? Where did you go on this fine... I went out for a walk today, about 6 miles. I made 2 videos, actually, just so you know. Just so you don't think I'm sort of lording it up, sitting there with my feet up. No fear of that, thanks very much. What I filmed today will be out tomorrow. I've got a couple of videos with the lovely Julia that we filmed, one of which I can't wait to see how it comes out. But I thought I'd just, spread them a little bit thinly. Nikki Jess says, hello, Richard X. Oh, yes, hello, Richard X. Nice to see you. Actually, it's Richard Vobes, if you... V-O-B-E-S, not X. I will have to chat with Dean, says Fiona Cooper. What about, Fiona? That's what I want to know. What are you going to chat with Dean about, eh? You can't just tell us, oh, I've got to have a chat with Dean, Oh, yeah. You've got to tell us exactly what the chatting is, otherwise it doesn't make any sense. Cynthia Walder has joined. Hello, Cynthia. Very nice to see you. Hang on, I just need to move my little mouse down a bit because I'm missing all these comments. Here we go. Soren Diegerman says, hello, everybody. Richard, stopped the show. Vexit. Oh, yes. Vexit. Okay. Yeah, Vexit. 12 frames, that's about half a second, I guess, or is it 25 or 30? I don't know what you're talking about now. 12 frames. Oh, it's a shame for the Kevin... It's the same for me, Kevin. It's out. Am I out of sync, ladies and gentlemen? I haven't had a wash all week. I was going to sit in the bath, but I thought the kitchen sink would be the best place for it. Am I out? Rachel says, not Rachel, Daniel says, Up, high, down. Yes, I also made a 2-part video. Well done. Can't wait to see it. The lovely Paul, Suzanne and Watts have arrived. That's a triple act, actually. They've arrived. Yes, about 500 milliseconds at half a second in old money. Right. Well, I don't know what to do about that. I'm so sorry. I can't fiddle. I can't faddle. I can do nothing, ladies and gentlemen. John Small says, in sync here on Windows 10. Ah. Now, you see, these problems, these technical issues, I don't know where they come from, because how can one person have it in sync and then somebody else be out of sync? It cannot be my fault, because if I'm in sync somewhere, then surely I'm all right, Jack. I think I'm in sync myself. Nikki Jess is talking to everybody else again. Hello, lovely Anne and Claire. Hello, lovely Anne and Claire. From me as well as the lovely Nikki Jess. Linda Kane says, I'm in sync on my phone. That's brilliant. I'm in sync in the kitchen. Yes, we've got that. Anyway, never mind all that. I've had plenty of coffee now. Are the colours still a bit weird, by the way, ladies and gentlemen? I've fiddled and farted in this thing. I brought in another light. I still can't get it. I need to get some nice white floodlights to sort of sort this room out. My laptop, it looks awful, the picture colours. On the telly that I've got this now broadcasting, it looks okay. I look all right. The room looks a bit weird. The set is wrong. And this is all going to change, ladies and gentlemen. I want to change all of this. Change the whole thing. Don't ask me when, because this room is a mess. And I just haven't got time. I'm so busy making the videos, going out every day, making the videos, the gallery video. Oh, by the way, what do you think of the gallery video? Are you enjoying that? I know some people saying, oh, but we like the gallery in the Vobes Show. We like it then. We like it. I know you might like it, but for the moment it's not going in there because it's very difficult at the moment for me to operate that in this strange transitory situation that I find myself in, ladies and gentlemen. So it's far better that I can polish something up. Kevin Hall says, I'm on Windows 10 and he's out of sync. Okay. Dean Cooper says, heads up, folks. I had the same problem, disconnected the show and reconnected, and the delay will go. So it's not me then. It can't be me if people can disconnect and... Daniel says the colour is fine. Oh, that's marvellous. Steve says, assuming Facebook transcode in multiple formats, depending on the platform, probably dodgy processor somewhere. Yes, but what are you saying? At my end or at Facebook's end? I don't know. Anyway, never mind all that. Stuart Hill has arrived. Hello, Stuart. Hope you're well. Now, you may remember, ladies and gentlemen, a few months ago, last year, which was a while ago, lovely Julia and I planted trees. We have little children now. Look at that, from acorns. We have these are growing. You may remember about a couple of weeks ago or so we transported them into different pots, and this little chappie is growing incredibly well. I'm very pleased. Put him in front of the window, and I've now moved him in my front window, and he's doing marvellously. Really is. I talk to them every day, as you can imagine. Whispered sweet nothings into them. It's got the same number of leaves, however. Nothing else is extra changed. But actually, just looking to see if there's some aphids on here. Hang on. What's that? No, that doesn't work. Just talk amongst yourselves for a sec. I need a magnifying glass. But there's definitely this little stem, I think, is about to shoot up. That's nothing. Anyway, so the other one is doing okay. This is the one I didn't pull out. You remember one time in the show I pulled out the acorn and people going, "Oh no! Oh no, don't do that. You'll kill it. You'll kill it." I haven't killed it. I have not killed it, ladies and gentlemen. It is fine. It's doing fine. It's flourishing well. And actually, funny enough, for some reason, it's caused it to have twins. And there's 2 stems and 2 lots of flowers. So it's really good. So hang on, let's have a look. Nigel Sadler is saying audio and picture are separate streams, but they don't always sync up on devices they are played. It happens on DVDs as well. It's true, they are two separate streams. I mean, I'm sending them out. I've changed none of my settings, so they go out at hopefully the right point. Mark Selwyn says, you have a bunch of people here set in their ways, Richard. We don't want to change. Don't change the gallery. I'm not going to change it now. The gallery it's set in its new show. It's set in its new format. I can't change it now. I can't bring it back. I can't bring it back in here. It's too much. The work involved to do that every show. It's hard enough to do it because now it's just once a week, and it means that you guys have got to pick some good pictures and write stuff. I mean, it worked last year, but I'm not going to be bullied. I tell you that, not going to be bullied. Daniel says the flower is looking out towards Worthing. So the flower. This is a tree. It's not a flower, Daniel. It's a tree. That's an oak. That, my friend, is an oak. The thing is, I can't tell you whether it's a sessile oak or a pedunculate oak, or even if it's what's that one? What's the one with the very long elongated leaves? Because we picked up all sorts of acorns over the autumn, Julia and I, and we bung them in a bag. And to be honest with you, I can't remember now which one it is. So here we go. Steve Pilfold is now saying, play the gallery show out as a premiere on the last 15 minutes of the Friday show. Less material needed on the show. You can interact in real time with each other about it and then put it online on Saturday and everybody's happy, except nobody will look at it online now because you've seen it on Friday. And at the moment, I can't reach the laptop to do it, so it's a pain. I'm not in the same situation as I was with the studio, you see, at the moment. That's why I'm standing up. I'm bending down to get to the laptop. It's not as easy as you might think. And actually, I don't want it in the Vobes Show. This is the weird thing. I know you think that because it's a Bald Explorer thing, and I don't want it in the Vobes Show. I'm temperamental, and I'm leaving it at that. Emily Champion says, hello, peeps. Linda Kane says, stick to your guns. Good as a separate show. Thank you. I am sticking to my guns. Martin Snow. Hello, Martin Snow. How the devil are you? Need to sort out this bloody DVD with you, Martin, actually. That must get this done for this client. I can't believe I've let a month go past. I mean, to be fair, they did take them a year to order from the original inquiry, so I haven't been pushing it. And I know you've been busy with your mum and Christmas has come, but we must get this sorted out sometime. It's a busy month at the moment, what with walks and trying to sort my accounts out, and my sister's still trying to buy the house. That's a saga. So, it's still quite busy, and all these other bits and pieces, and doing the Vobes Show, of course. Kushti Phil says, good evening, I'm late again. Oh, that's all right, don't worry. Claire Leach says, hello, Emily. John Small is the oak tree out of sync, having leaves in winter. I don't know whether that's out of sync. A lot of things. I was walking today through close to some woodland, and there was a lot of saplings who were poking up out of the ground. They may all have a shock when the frost comes. We've had such a mild time. I'm sure it happens. And only the other day when Julia and I were doing a filming of a walk, we were by a hedgerow, and I think it was hawthorn, and the white flowers were just opening up, so that they're opening up early. So I don't know. Lovely Julia says, I have a feeling those acorns were from the hollow oak in Liss, in front of the Spread Eagle pub. Ah, yeah. Well, that was a traditional oak. That was probably an English oak, probably a pedunculate. So hopefully, I'd like it to be a pedunculate oak. I think, okie doke. That's what I would like it to be. But who can know? Lovely Stuart Douch has just arrived. Thank you very much, Stuart. Very nice to see you. Which is good. John Small, I've read that. Henry says, if it's a sessile oak, the acorn will be on the branches. Yes, if it's an English oak, the acorn will be on the stalk. Yes, that's right. You're absolutely right. I do know that, actually. I don't read these books for nothing, Cost me a fair penny to read them. But it's too early to say. This little thing will not produce acorns for, I don't know how long it is, something like 5 years or something. It will not produce acorns for a long time. So we may well be guessing. But you never know. There might be other telltale signs that one can look for. Anyway, it's staying inside when it's cold. And it is getting cold now, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you've noticed. Now, on the show, we're playing a game. We're playing a game tonight. This is a Merry Christmas box that came from the lovely Richard Suggett. And Richard Suggett gave a gift to me, which is very kind, and that was a mug in which I have some coffee, which is delish. Eos. Just for Julia. Eos. But I put something in the box. We're playing What's in the Box, ladies and gentlemen. It's an old parlour game, What's in the Box. So you can have a guess if you like, free guess to have a guess, and then I'll give you some clues. What's in the box? Here's the first clue. I'll make it a little bit easy for you. What's in the box? There is something there. Oh, may have got stuck. I don't know whether I should have done that, actually. Let me just double check. See if it's all right. Oh, yes. It's still breathing. So, ladies and gentlemen, there we are. We're going to be playing that throughout the game. What's in the box? If you want to have a guess, have a guess. Tell me what you think is in the box. There is no prize. It's just for fun. All right? I've got to find somewhere to put it. I'll just put it over there for the moment, which would be great. Dave Ford says... English common oak pedunculate. Yes. Oh, yes. Now he's going into the Latin. Daniel says, could you have a party every Friday show? No, I could not. The very thought. I get claustrophobic, ladies and gentlemen, if more than 2 people are in the room. The lovely Liz Housden is here. Liz, I'm burning your bridges. No, not your bridges, your logs. At least it's not your britches. At least I'm not burning your britches. That would be a bit awkward. Oh, me britches. Oh, me britches, governor. That's not an impression of Liz, by the way. But that's an impression of somebody who has had their britches burnt. But I'm lovely. I'm enjoying your logs. They're very nice. So there we go. A toy unicorn is the guess from Kevin Hall. By the way, Kevin, thanks for the audio, and I apologise I haven't got back to you. It's very good. Very interesting about what you were saying about acceptance. That's a very interesting point. I will try and answer it tomorrow. But guess what? I'm rushing out again. I'm filming with the lovely Cynthia tomorrow. Cynthia, Julian and I are going up to look for the devil's jumps. But these aren't the devil's jumps that the lovely Kevin Hall was telling me about, which are in Surrey somewhere, near Minehead or somewhere. These are the ones on the South Downs, the devil's jumps, near Traford. We're going to go and have a look for those. They are burial mounds, ladies and gentlemen, I believe. So they're quite famous. I've never been there, so I thought it would be great. We're going to take Echo the... Hello? 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 The performing whippet. Yes, I don't know what she's going to be performing, but a juggling routine. She juggles 13 balls, 13 bones, while gargling a tin of soup and singing the Star-Spangled Banner. It's an amazing act if you can follow it. Mark Selwood says, how much do we need to bung you to have a guess? No, nothing. Just guess now. Toy unicorn, it is not. I can tell you that. What one between one, Richard? One between one. I'm not sure what that is. Soren Dagelman says, is it a cupcake? Ah, that's very interesting. Because there is a connection to cupcake. There is a connection to cupcake. Very similar, I will tell you, in size. But it's not a cupcake. But there's something about it that's similar to cupcake. So yeah, that was a good guess. Is it a small furry creature from Alpha Centauri? No, It's not a small furry creature from Alpha. Isn't that where men are men and women are women and small furry creatures from Alpha Centauri are small furry creatures from Alpha Centauri, if I remember my Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? I was only having that conversation with somebody earlier today who was telling me all about the Hitchhiker's Guide as if I knew nothing about it. And then I just happened to let the clangor go down and said, well, I listened to the original in 1978 when it was broadcast, and I recorded a copy on a cassette tape. I thank all. Elizabeth Houston is saying, very pleased that you are feeling snug. Yes, it's not so warm in this room, but the Essie room and the rest of the house room is fantastic. So that's good. Emily Champion says, it's not the dead rat, is it? No, that has been burnt and cremated. And we've had that on toast at Christmas Day, actually, with a little bit of stuffing. It was quite nice, actually. Steve Pilford says... was there an NE today? I think there was, wasn't there? Wasn't there? Yes, I did it at 7 o'clock. Sure I did. Pretty certain. Yes, I did. And I sent it out. If you didn't get it, then I do apologise for that. Daniel is saying, hello, Karen. I haven't seen anyone Karen on there. Linda Kane says, nice. Oh, it's gone. Sorry about that. Linda Kane, is it a cake? Is it a cake? It's not a cake, but... there is something to do. Maybe there's a link, a sort of tenuous link between cake and what is in the box. One of Julia's cat's toy mouse. That's a good one, George Temperley. Yes, hang on a minute. Are you one of Julia's toy mice for the cat? Come on, move over there. No, that's definitely not what it is. I'll give you a clue in a second, but before we get to that, it's time for some books, ladies and gentlemen. I've been given a whole load of books. Now, this one is on loan. This book is on loan. This is by Tristan Gooley. Gooley, don't kick him. This is the perfect book for getting you started on your own adventure, says Sir Ralph Fiennes. It's fine for him. It's the Natural Navigator, the pocket guide to working out where you are by utilising not your sat-nav, not any electronic implement, but the world around you. Because the old arts of analysing which side a piece of grass has fallen after a rabbit has shot across your route can tell you where the buried treasure is. Yes, it's the ancient arts, ladies and gentlemen, the ancient arts. From the fickle moon to the celestial sphere, to more funny things like ice and snow. I'm just reading bits at random now, but don't let that worry you. To the trees. It says here, within most landscapes, the ideal tree to study is the isolated one. That's because when you're in with more than one, they gang up on you. They're like, here, look, there's a little boy. Let's get, because everybody's little to a tree, you know, big tree. There's a little boy. Come on, mates. Mateys. Let's, come on, gang. Mates and mateys. Come on, us tremendous people. Let's go and wrestle up with him, shall we? Come on. I feel a bit rooted to the spot here. But I'll have him. I'll definitely have him. And so, obviously, if you're, looking at them, the ideal tree to study is the isolated one, it says. The problem with looking at trees in woodland, here we go, he's going to tell you about this, about the bullies. He says, or even just 2 or 3 together, is that they'll be reacting to each other as well as the elements. They'll be reacting to each other. Yes, you see, they're always trying to impress each other. There'll be little pedunculate oak. No, I've just got to get my acorns in order, my leaves in the right direction. Hello, Ashy. Ash, hello, Ash. How are you, Ash? I've got my pedunculates all on display. Sorry. So, anyway, the problem we're looking at trees in the woodland, that they start waffling against each other. In a wooded area, always go for the king of the jungle. The tree that appears the tallest, the oldest, the most established and dominant. This is the one that is most likely to reflect the effects of the elements in an unadulterated... I don't know what he's talking about, really, to be honest with you. But anyway, it's a very good book. Yeah. Reading the land. Here we are. There's a bit about reading the land. There are 2 key foundation stones to reading the land. One is learning to interpret the effects of the sun, the wind and water. The other is gaining an appreciation of the importance of scale. Now, in my day, we used to do everything in pounds, shillings and pence. Pounds, ounces and whatever the other thing was. That we did it. Pounds, what was it? Pounds, ounces, and not quite an ounce. Half ounces. I can't even remember. Anyway, it was imperial. Oh, it was impeccable. Ah, here we go. There is no better way to tame the sun than by watching the shadows move. You can tame the sun this way. Come on, sun. Look at these shadows are moving. Notice that? Every time that golden orb in the sky goes around, these shadows also go around with it. You know why that is, son, don't you? It's because it's cowering. It is subservient to that big orb in the sky. Anyway, it's that was on loan from Nigel Sadler. Very interesting book. It's a pocket guide, and it tells you everything I've got in my pockets, which you don't really want to know. And even if you did want to know, I'm not going to tell you. So, what's in the box, ladies and gentlemen? Have you got any more little suggestions? Oh, careful. Don't upset it. What's in the box today? If you've got an idea, so I'll give you a clue. It is something that you use. It is something that you use within a house. So, it is an inanimate object, and it is something that you use within a house. Clearly, a little bit of Sherlock Holmes will deduce that it is not a carpet sweeper. And if it is, it's a miniature one, because the box is of a certain dimension. It isn't the TARDIS. If it was the TARDIS, I would have told you. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. Mark Selwood says, are we still guessing what's in the box in missing bits? Yes, we're still guessing what's in the box. That's right. A wad of cash, says Emily. Oh, yes. As if suddenly PayPal has dished out a whole load, a new patron. A new patron, ladies and gentlemen, is in my box. My box is in my box. Mark Selwood says, I'm still racking my brains thinking what could be in this box. Is it wood? No, it's not wood. In fact, there's no wood on it whatsoever. Clearly, he says, is it a toy cup? It's not a toy cup, but good guess. Nigel Sadler says, you're most welcome to keep it, Richard. Yes, having just read bits out of it, I'm not surprised. You want to get shot of it. I notice that there is a follow-up book. Whoever the author of that's onto a good one, isn't it? But thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Daniel says, is it money, Richard? Well, no, it's unfortunately... Listen. I can hear the jangling of money. Can you? No, it's not money. That's not money. Sadly, it is not money. Mark Green says, is it a mug? No. Is it an egg cup? No. Is it a paper hat? No. Is it a carbon monoxide alarm, says Steve Pilfold. Well, if it was, it's probably not working now. No, it's not. Is it a set of dentures? Thanks, Emily. Yes, thanks. No. Is it a spare eye? That would have been a better one. Richard Sugger says, is it a camera? No. Is it a new GoPro? John Berger, by the way, just want to say thank you for your Christmas card. It came the day after Boxing Day. Came on the 27th or the 28th. By the time it got from America, haven't had a chance to email you and say thank you very much, but I just wanted to say, in case you dropped in, thank you very much. It's very kind of you. A mixture of nitrogen, carbon dioxide and oxygen in there. Well, there might be some of that. There may be, unless I've kept a vacuum in here, of course. Oh, just for a moment there. I thought it had got out. Is it a wig, says Mark Green? Is it a plastic cup? Is it air? No, it's none of those. Air probably is in, but that's cheating. Is it chocolate, says Daniel. Henry says it's a Christmas decoration. Actually, I've taken all my Christmas decorations down. It's not a Christmas decoration. Scones or scones. No. Elizabeth Housen says deed mole. Oh, dead mole. Dead mole. No, it's not a dead mole. Mark Selwood says it's the last of your hair, Richard, that you've saved for posterity. Well, no, it's not that. It is something that you use in a household. Maybe you could ask some questions about it, like, you could ask me some questions to gain some clues. That would sort of help. Whilst you're thinking about that, here is another book, another marvellous book given to me by Sarah Paul. England in particular, celebration of commonplace, the local, the vernacular and the distinctive. And this actually has got some very wacky ideas, not wacky ideas, some very sensible ideas for things to go and investigate and explore for the old baldy explory. Hang on. Just looking at the time. We've got 20 minutes left, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. It's not a Hershey's chocolate, thank you, John, no. Tinsel. No, it's not tinsel. Why don't you ask me some questions about it? Animal, vegetable and mineral. Thank you. It is mineral, I suppose. It's not animal or vegetable, so it would be it's a manufactured something. It's a product. Okay, I'll give you that much. Is it a cleaning pad for a stove? Ah, that's a very interesting question. There is a connection with what you said and a cupcake, sort of, or cake, particularly, and this, and a connection with what you've said. Some of what you've said is correct, but not all of it, and I can't answer all of that. Oven gloves for the Essie. You'd need bloody small hands to get into that for the Essie. Pair of scissors, no. A miniature Essie, well, that would be very nice. Is it a collar clip microphone? If it was, I wouldn't be doing that. Loo roll, very, very. Yes, it's not. Can you use it in the kitchen? You can. You could use it in any part of the house. You're more likely to find it in the kitchen. Emily Champion says, is it a bath sponge? No, it's not a bath sponge. Paul Suzanne, is it sponge? Is it sponge? Yes, you could be right there. It is actually, here we go. It is a sponge. It's a washing up sponge. So, Paul and Suzanne Watts got it nailed. But also I have to say that old Mr. Pilfold was very close when he said, is it a sponge to clean the Essie with? I use it for cleaning the plates that may have been, or the pots and pans that have been on the Essie. So next time we may have another little, we may play this again. I don't want to play the same old thing time and time again, but it was a bit of fun, wasn't it? Killed a few moments, added a bit of something. So well done to you guys. Now you can stop guessing, by the way. Emily Champion says, is it clunch? Does it float? No, we've revealed it now, thank you. Darn, I was so close in guessing that, says Mark. Yeah. Is it butter? No, we've finished. We've finished, thank you. We have finished. Glenn Johnson says, is it all over now? Yes. It's all gone. It's all gone. I can go and find something else to put in there, but that we'll save that for another day. I was going to say, is it a cleaning... Well, I was going to say... That's no good, is it? I was going to say, is it Count Dracula sitting in a sop with camel? No, it's not. I was going to say that, yes, of course you were, George, yes. Everyone was going to say, it's our next thing. Was it a sponge for washing the dishes with? No. Well, it is. Yes. Anyway, never mind all that. We're on to the second book of the evening. There's a few books to go through. England in particular. So now, here we go. I want you to, the first person, to give me a page between 1... No, not 1, because it probably doesn't start at 1, to be honest with you. Let's say between 10 and 450. Somebody give me a number between 10 and 450. Now, there's a bit of a delay in this, but somebody give me a number between 10 and 450. Is it a cannonball? No, it's not a cannonball. We've done it. David South. I know you're in America and you're 6 hours behind, but it's done. So don't panic. I was going to say, yes, I know you were going to say that. Well, it should have been a packet of hundreds and thousands. Ah, right. Thank you. The lovely Julia was first in. 444. Well done, lovely Julia. She's no slacker, is she? Right. Page 444. Now, this could be a challenge, you see. I could see if I could go and investigate whatever is here. 444. Right, let's have a look. There are two things. Oh, bollocks. There are two things on this page. So I now need a number between one. Well, I either need 1 or 2. The first thing. There's one thing I don't want to do and have a look at, and there's one thing I would like to have a look at, and it's a sheer fluke. But give me the number, either 1 or 2, whoever I see pop up first. Now, you may put it, but it's whatever comes up on this screen. I'm waiting. It doesn't matter who it is, 1 or a 2. And there's only those 2 options on this page. Let's see who's going to come up with. Dave Salsooner was only kidding about the cannonball. Yes, I thought you probably were. I'm still waiting just to see if someone's going to give me a 1 or a 2 to see what in England is English, and in particular David Salsooner. Oh, the lovely Julia just clipped in with 2. Oh, oh, that's so annoying. That is so annoying. That is so. I tell you, that is so annoying, and you'll see why. Okay. So let me explain. On page, whatever number she said, 444, I think she said, there is one that's already an object that's already being talked about, but the beginning of it is on the other page. Okay. Oh, she's laughing her socks off. Yeah, it's so annoying. You'll see why. So instead of taking that, I've had to go to this other page here because there's 2 things, and I said. This is so frustrating. I said, all right, give me 1 and 2. And number 1 is about willows. It'd be lovely to go and look at a willow and talk about a willow. Pollarded willows line the Rhines of Somerset levels and the tributaries of the Thames. Weeping willows fringe the lawns along the Cam in Cambridgeshire. Coppiced oslers are found in West Sedgemoor, Somerset, while cricket bar willows grow straight on the river valleys in Essex. Willow wood has been used for many purposes. So we could have done that, ladies and gentlemen. We could have looked at willow and all the wonderful things about willow. But what we have got instead, at number 2, and the lovely Julia clipped it. I should have sort of said, well, you can't have another guess, and we could have gone with number 1. It would have been so much better. Wind farms. Wind farms. Since 1991, enormous pale sleek turbine towers with 2 or 3 wind-catching blades have been raised across Cornwall, Northumberland, County Durham, Cumberland, Yorkshire, and out in the English Channel opposite Worthing, just where the Vobes lives. And less likely settings include Gloucestershire, Lynch Knoll, Hertfordshire, Kings Langley, Essex, Dagenham, Norfolk and Swaffham. I don't know when this was published, this book, by the way. Wherever they are proposed, opinion becomes highly charged. To some, they are elegant and graceful symbols of a cleaner future. To others, they are landscape blighting eyesores at between 82 and 260 feet in height. Necessary to expose places, these machines cannot be hidden. Other worrying issues have to be faced. Birds and bat deaths, noise and sunlight flicker. Wind farms. I've got to go now and investigate a wind farm. Delabole in Cornwall has the earliest dairy farm turned by a wind farm. Maybe we could go there. I don't mind looking at a small one that does a dairy farm. Electricity it produces is used by the community, improving the local supply quality, and illustrated how a place can use its own resources to advantage. Residents surveyed 6 months after its completion were overwhelmingly supportive, as were the visitors. There are 42 farms across England and Cornwall at the end of 2004. More are planned. When was this published? I bet this was published at 2003 or something. 2005. Let's have a look. First published. So I'm just sorry about this. I'm just looking. Doesn't bloody say, does it? 2006. Wind farms. Wind farms. Thanks, Julia. We've got to go now and investigate a wind farm and then report back on the Vobes Show about a wind farm. See? That's what we've got to do. Joe Smith has joined. Thanks, Joe. Nice to see you. Mark said, yes, come to Delabole. I don't even know what part of Cornwall Delabole is in. The lovely Julie. Oh, wait a minute. Delabole, wasn't that always being mentioned in Dr. Martin? Doc Martin, wasn't it? That series with Martin Clunes. Nice boat ride to see the Rampion. I'm not going on the boats to see the Rampion. Thank you very much. I'm not going to do that. I can't go and have a look at them when I keep telling everybody how awful they are. That's like me somehow sort of supporting them in some way. I can't do that. Have you gone raving mad? He says. Half a pint is very nearly an armful. Steve Pilfo says, come to Westerham and go to 3 at Shepham. Oh, all right then. Maybe you could take me. What I'd like to do is go inside, climb up to the top and look in out the window of one of the cabins. Can you go inside them? You must be able to get inside and have a look at the workings. Elizabeth Houston says, go to a windmill. They were used as farms years ago. Well, a windmill, yes, but it's talking specifically about wind farms. I can't get round it that way. People will lynch me. Paul Suzanne Watts says, there's a large wind farm near me. Come and take a look. Yes, I know, everyone's telling me now that we've all got them biased, haven't we? We've all got them biased, but have we got a bias against them? That's what I'd like to know. Mark Selwood says that Julia wants you to come to Cornwall. You can make it. Yeah, well, I'd like to go to Cornwall. Well, we'll go to Cornwall and we'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone. We'll kill Mark Selwood. Nearly called you Zuckerberg then. We'll kill Mark with a stone. Not literally kill him, but, you know, kill him by seeing him. And then we'll kill the wind farm at Delabole. Dean Cooper says, wind farms at Jury's Gap on the Romney Marsh. Great wildlife there too. How can there be any wildlife not flying if you've got a dirty great wind farm? And I never understood why they put these things trying to generate wind. We have enough wind, don't we? We don't want like a big kitchen fan on the edge of the sea blowing all the dust and spoils from France over here. I mean, that would be just bizarre. But there we go. So that's what we've got to try and do. We've got to try and do that. So that's another hole I've dug myself into. Now, hang on. I need to find somewhere to put that. Anyway, it was a good game, wasn't it? It was a good game. We'll see if we can. We'll see if we can get out to a. Well, I can't promise it, but we've got to do that this month. This month, sometime. I can't obviously nip out tomorrow. We're trying this month get to a wind farm, and we'll make a report and we'll bring it into the show. Okay, so that's that deal. Now, I had these given to me, ladies and gentlemen. The lovely Elaine Brazier. Very generous lady. She's been sending me books, which has been absolutely marvellous. So these are a bunch of ex-Reader's Digest books. Very heavy they are too. However, they're of a series, and it's called The Living Countryside. So this one is all about the patchwork landscape, and it's got some beautiful pictures and lots of history. Okay, written in 1986, something like that, so a little bit out of date. Mr. Suggett was very quick to pounce on me, and he said, oh, that'll be out of date. It's like, all right, so it's a gift. I mean, it's not all going to be out of date. I can still read the words. They haven't sort of decapitated the words. Some lovely talking about stately elms. I know elms have all disappeared. I know that's out of date. The disturbed world under the plough. I mean, the history that it talks about will be mostly there. It's got a lovely picture of a thistle. I mean, that can't be disavowed, can it? Not like the Mission Impossible team. They were disavowed, weren't they, as soon as they were... Anyway, so that's one of them. Oh. Woodlands. Living Countryside, all about woods. Very interesting. The Living Countryside, Heavens of the Wild. Sorry, not heavens. Silly. Havens. Havens of the Wild. Heavens of the Wild is a different thing. I think that's the nudist camp down the road. Yeah, so this is all about like the Norfolk Broads, the Somerset Levels. It's lovely. Lakeland Nature Trails, places to go and have a look at. Yorkshire Dales Country. There's so many places to go and explore and have a look at. And it may be a little bit out of date, but it gives you ideas, you see? It gives you ideas. It's wonderful. Nice picture of an antelope there on the cover. Lovely. Lovely, that. Very nice. I know it's a deer. I know, just saying it. It's not really a gazelle either. So that was that. The Evergreen World is another one in the series. Lovely book, lovely book. The Views of Kingly Vale. Kingly Vale, we've been there. Norway spruce. It's all about trees and nature and stuff. Oh, wait a minute, hang on, what's this? The yew, is it our oldest tree, it says, with their hollow, gnarled trunks and huge girths. Some yew trees are believed to be more than 1,000 years old. Not surprising, they are surrounded by legend and were once a symbol of everlasting life, despite being highly poisonous. That's the old yew tree. Then we've got one here, The Seasons by Vivaldi. Very nice. The Seasons. Da-da-dum, 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 dum-dum, da-da-da-da-da-dum, da-da-dum, dum-dum, da-da-da-da-da-dum, da-da-dum, dum-dum, da-da-dum, 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 dum-dum, da-da-da-da-da-da. Anyway, it goes on. At least you can stop me. They couldn't stop Mr. Vivaldi. Colonial moths. It's got here spurred summer flowers, summer roses and edges and all this kind of stuff. The horse chestnut summer splendour. There's a nice splendid picture of the horse chestnut there for you, Governor, in the Seasons. Lovely Seasons, to be jolly. I did have a good read about that. It was nice. And finally, The Secrets of the Seashore in the Living World, ladies and gentlemen. The Living World. As the Living World, I've been to the Chop House. W.C. Fields. Good old W.C. Fields. Never give her a sucker an even break. So this is all about, what you'll find on the seashore. And in Worthing, used to be a lot of oil. There used to be a lot of coal and a lot of seaweed. What time does a seaweed? I don't know. Anyway, so that's good. What's in the box, ladies and gentlemen? What's in... Oh, no, we've done what's in the box. Yes, still in there. That reminds me, I've got some washing up to do. So, that's that. Did I show you this? This is my oak. Oh, I showed you that. It's a bit of the living world there. Let's have a look at the comments. The lovely Elaine Brazier says, the lovely Julia. So there are two lovely people. Elizabeth Jewson, it's harnessing the wind, darling. It's harnessing. Oh, harnessing. Yeah, you want to be careful about harnessing the wind, because all of it, when you harness the wind, it can be a very stop it. It can be a very tricky thing, harnessing the wind. Sometimes you can really struggle. Whoa, blimey, nearly knocked everything down. So you've got to wait for a nice still day. Steve Pilfold says the juxtaposition at Jury's Gap with Dungeness down the road. Yes, aren't they more like bird mincing machines? These great big windmills, are they not? These wind farms, they're just really bird mincing machines, aren't they? There is a few elms left in Brighton. Yes, I keep hearing about these elms in Brighton. I went to Brighton to try and find them. I couldn't see any. Mr. Suggett is used to having his veg in date, of course. In date? I want to go on an elm pilgrimage in the spring, says the lovely Julia. Yes, we'll go and do that. In Brighton, no doubt. Good night, everyone. See you soon. Take care. Be safe. Good night, Dean. Thank you. Is it time to go? Oh, it is time to go, ladies and gentlemen. Liz Houston says the yew, symbol of the Druids of death and resurrection, which is why they're in churchyards. Oh. Very nice. But that doesn't actually explain why they're in churchyards. Sorry, Liz. I'm confused here because Druids... Hang on. The symbol of the Druid... Hang on, let me read that. The symbol of the Druids of death and resurrection. But presumably the Druids were there doing their death and resurrection before the churches, the Christian churches, were built. So, now I understand that the churches were built on pagan sites. So probably what you're saying is, if I've got this correct, and I may have got this wrong, is that the chances are that the yew was there first and the pagans were doing their resurrection and death, and then the Christians said, oh, We don't want this. We want all our, resurrection. Wait, we can have a bit of resurrection for death because we've got this Jesus bloke we've nailed on a cross. Yes, that's kind of death and the same story basically. And he's on a bit of wood. That could be a U. That could be a U, couldn't it? And it's got a bit of red from the blood of the hands where the nails went in, and on the feet. And they could be the berries of the U. And obviously anybody passing him up there would be going, "Hey, you all right up there? You?" So you've got the U bit of the wood, and then they built the church there and decided to have the dissolution of the monasteries and a few Bloody Marys on the way out, maybe. Elm Grove in Worthing. Yeah, Elm Grove, says Steve Pilfold. That's just the road. Is there elms in Elm Grove? Maybe there were. Who knows? I'd be interested to know if there's some elms still standing. Elm still standing in the Grove Road. Yeah, but that's a steep hill, says Steve Pilfold. Elm Grove in Brighton also. Emily Champion says, this is where mime training falls into place. Yes, I spent all that time learning to do mime just so I could suddenly have a little bit of, I've been caught by a wind farm. Matron. Anyway, I have been harnessing so much wind this Christmas to many pickled onions. Yes, we'll stand downwind of Mark Selwood, ladies and gentlemen. I've done 1 minute and 13 seconds too much. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the show. I'll be back on Wednesday. Wait a minute. I'll be back on Friday. It is Wednesday. On the 5th of January. If the world is still turning, if the wind farms haven't blown the planet away, with all these wind farms, you're not fearful that they are acting like propellers and we're going to take the world off circuit and we'll be disappearing into a different stratosphere? It could happen. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy yourselves. Come back another day. See what the Vobie One-Eyed Kenobi is up to. There's a walk video tomorrow. Don't forget to become a patron and send lots of money. And then maybe the next time we play What's in the Box, it might be that wad of cash you were talking about. Thank you for watching. Take care. Good night. Sleet dreams, whatever they are. And I will see you in the future. This has been a Vobastic production. How do we turn this off? This has been a Vobastic production. Absolutely Vobastic. Like fantastic with a... Yeah, you get it. Ta-ta for now. Goodbye.